Welcome to the Quick Stop F1 podcast. My name is Nyasha, and you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate that. Joining me today is one of the fastest growing personalities in the car scene every other day. I don't even know what this guy's going to be driving next, but it's something bad. Just know that. Just know that. It is the one and only. It's been too long. We're glad he's back. It is Tomi Auto. How's it going?
Oh. Thank you for the applause. It's going well. It's nice to be back. I haven't been on here in a while. I think since... has it even been this year? It might not have even been this year.
I think we might have done like a season preview pod. So I don't
think
yes. I don't think we've
it was after Lewis went to Ferrari.
That was it.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
I'm back in the building. Glad to be back. I'm always a massive fan of the podcast and the controversial opinions that we all think, but we do not say out loud. So yeah, it's nice to be back.
No, and look, and that's what we're here for. We're here for you guys at home. So thank you for helping us to get to 5,000 subscribers. Much appreciated. We chug along. Next target now, I guess, is 10. And we look to push forward. How many subscribers are you on now, Tommy?
I have no idea.
Don't
like. I try not to check. No, honestly, I don't check those things because I don't like chasing things. So I try not to check. I have an idea, but I'm not sure.
No, and that's a good way to do it. I think the journey is better than the destination always. You've got to enjoy making things for the sake of making it, not for what it may bring. But having said that, make sure you like and subscribe. And make sure, if you are listening on Spotify, give us a 5-star rating. If you're on Apple, leave a review if you can. It really helps. And if you would like an ad-free stream, the Patreon is there for you. Tommy, we have had an American Grand Prix, a US Grand Prix, which, yet again, I think, same as last year, rather than talking about what is a circuit that is probably one of the best, if not the best, for overtaking on the calendar. And instead of talking about the action on track and, you know, the action that track brings and the atmosphere and the fans and the F1 in America, we are talking about a stewarding decision affecting those on the podium, those at the front, and even way down the grid. I guess let's just get straight into it. Max Verstappen versus Lando Norris. It's almost like I put the kiss of death on him, or I was just being extremely naive. So in my mind, I think I tweeted at some point when they were defending, I'll even quote this verbatim. I said, some top-notch driving for Max here, to be honest and to be fair, which it was, right? It was some really good defensive
it was very good
driving.
Defending,
Really good, like, positioning of the car. You know, the switchback was never really on for Lando, considering he also had a bit of a tyre, I think a 6-lap tyre delta to Max. Literally, the next lap, Max proceeds to do what Max does, which is to essentially, even though the car on the outside might seem like it is ahead, when it gets to the corner, Max dive bombs, or let's say brakes extremely late, ensuring that he has the corner. They both go off the road. Lando overtakes on the outside and doesn't give the place back, leading to a 5-second penalty, which demotes him from 3rd to 4th, which I think he received on the final lap. I guess from your point of view, how do you view that decision? How do you view what the stewards have come up with? And I guess what that means for racing, what that has meant for racing for a while, to be honest.
I think we have to see it with like a nuanced lens. Like it wasn't as straightforward as this one was this and this one was the exact same thing. So they should both get the same penalty. It wasn't the same. However, I do not think driving is, oh my God, a corner's coming up. I can stay in front if I don't make the corner, and I force the other driver to not make the corner. So I think, look, if you're going to penalize Lando, if you're going to penalize Lando, cool, penalize Lando, but also penalize Max, because you can't just like yeet your car off the track in order to, because the other driver, when I looked at it, Lando Norris had no choice. What could he have done? Slammed on the brakes and locked up. It didn't really make sense. And I think we're kind of seeing like flashbacks of previous seasons where Max has done similar things. And I think those things weren't cool then. They're not cool now. So I think the stewards need to reassess this rule of whoever is ahead of the apex has the corner, because it's not that straightforward. It's more like whoever's ahead of the apex has the corner. However, the driver ahead has to have attempted to make the corner, or has to be able to make the corner without going off. That would keep, I think, things straightforward, because it's just encouraging people in the lower formulas to do similar things, where it's like drive up the inside, brake later than you normally would, force the outside driver to take avoiding action. They get a penalty, you don't, even though you both don't make the corner. I just don't think it's fair. I don't think it's normal driving. Even on video games like iRacing, I think that would probably get a penalty. So it should get a penalty in real life.
100%. I've got a quote here. Brad Philpott, who we all know and love. Big up, Brad. Very, very cool about these types of things, considering that he is a very experienced racer. And look, one person's opinion doesn't mean that it's completely correct, but his timeline, if you go follow him, Bradley Philpott, he's said quite a lot on it. One thing that he has quoted, which I think is from the regulations, is the car being overtaken must be capable of making the corner while remaining within the limits of the track.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Max Verstappen was already driving to Mexico City, like where he was. Like, that is not maintaining.
He didn't intend to make the corner. I think a simple look at telemetry will probably see that he braked way later and way less hard than he had been on the other tracks, because he had no problem making that corner before. But in this scenario, he said, you know what, I'm just not going to bother.
But we've seen it before. It felt scarily reminiscent of Brazil 21. It felt scarily reminiscent of his behavior in Saudi Arabia. I could even argue, even the way he overtook Lewis in Abu Dhabi 21. You know, this whole thing of I'm sending out the inside. Well, look, I'm sending out the inside. Whether you like it or not, you're going to be forced to go with me around the outside. And therefore, and he knows, because if you do make that move, because of the way the regulations, I don't even want to say the regulations are written, the way the regulations, I guess, are being interpreted at the moment is that, I guess, overtaking off track, if you're doing that, that supersedes anything that happens on the inside, as long as the person on the inside makes an attempt to making the corner. But I just can't see why, if someone forces me out and they're so reckless that they're unable to control their car, and then I'm trying to overtake around the outside. If we both go off, for me, it's fair game. We're both off the track.
Yeah, we're both off the track. Yeah, that's it.
Like, neither of us have gained an advantage here, because, well, I've been disadvantaged because I'm out on dirty tarmac or whatever the runoff area is. This other person has not made an attempt to make the corner. And I just think it's stuff like this. Tomi, this is, we've been watching this sport for how long now? This is supposed to be the pinnacle of sport, of motorsport, the pinnacle of sporting excellence, engineering excellence. We were talking off camera about just feeling disillusioned with F1. When you have a situation where the stewards can't come to an agreement, the pundits can't come to an agreement, the drivers who have an input into these rules can't come to an agreement, it just makes a sham of the sport. And for me, I don't know how you feel about it, but it's definitely like disheartening that in a sport where you're almost not starved of wheel-to-wheel racing, but you can go races where there's no fucking overtaking, right? Or there's minimal overtaking. So when you get a race where you've got the two title protagonists going head-to-head at it, one of them employs the dark arts to stay ahead, and then that's almost
dark arts.
Like, it's almost encouraging. Even Brundle was saying it on commentary. Well, you know, if, in the other sense, if I'm trying to overtake someone, if I'm being overtaken, then I'm just going to run myself wide. Because,
just run yourself wide. That to me, that seems like the only thing to do now. It's like, okay, so and so is overtaking me. Let me just not make the corner, run them off wide, and see what happens. But the thing is that I feel like if anyone else does it, then it would be an issue. But I don't. Maybe I'm bugging out, but it just feels like if anyone else does it, that's where the problem would be.
I look at look, and I know George Russell divides a lot of people on this show, and that's fine. We're all entitled to our opinion. I looked at the penalty George Russell got for overtaking and not giving someone space, and looked at that, and I went, so I don't understand. So if I'm defending, I can run someone off the road, and that's absolutely fine. But when I'm overtaking, I stay within track limits, but then I'm supposed to make an overtake, but at the same time leave enough space for this person to be able to go around with me on the outside, which isn't really that realistic, especially if I'm braking late, it's a tight corner, we're both going to drift to the outside. It just feels as if penalties which are where there's the borderline, right? Where there's like a bit of like, is this going to go Red Bull's way or is it not going to go Red Bull's way? It does feel that things tend to go their way when it comes to stuff like this, and it's crazy to me. It's I'm tired of feeling and saying stuff like this. And I'm tired of trying to make sense of it. Like, I know what I'm seeing, and it's bullshit. Like, and it's because the FIA, for some reason,
I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. I really don't. I really do not get it. And it just seems like it's got to the point now where it's like they just don't care.
Yeah,
like
it's blatant.
I just don't get it. I don't get why Max would not get a penalty as well. Either you give penalty to both of them in that situation or neither of them.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. It's just because if it ended in a crash, then Max would have got the penalty, because
let's say Lando goes, you know what? Same thing Lewis Hamilton did in Britain, and I guess in Italy as well, Monza 21.
Yeah, just don't yield.
Says, you know what? Fuck it. If you're doing that, we're both going. Fuck it. Let's go. Then, more often than not, Max in that situation would get the penalty because, you're on the inside. You've got control almost of where,
I'm sorry, I just can't believe this, Like, I'm taking it in. Like, I'm sitting here because I'm sitting at my computer and I'm reminiscing. About Brazil 2021. I'm reminiscing about Abu Dhabi 2021. I'm reminiscing about Saudi Arabia 2021.
Yeah.
This guy is an absolute menace, bro. Like, really take it in. This guy is a menace. Like, to him, it's if I'm fighting for anything against you, if I'm fighting for a title, someone's crashing and it's not me.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And it's like, I don't do that. When I go go-karting, I don't do that. When I'm even playing online on video games, I don't do that. This guy's in real life and he is absolutely and do you know what it is? It's like, he does it and everyone's like, wait, like, did he really just do that? Nothing happens. Yeah. Someone else does something slightly questionable. Penalty. It's just, I would love to, someone could do the stat. If someone could do the stats, and just figure out how many similar situations have occurred where Max has got a penalty versus everyone else on the grid. Yeah. I need to know. I just need to know.
No, look, it's for me, it's almost like I said, I think I said before on another point, it's like the myth of Verstappen overtakes everything and stops us, not us, but stops people in F1 from even thinking about it logically, I was watching Ann Davidson yesterday, and he said a lot of good things about explaining, why he thought the penalty could go through it. Although it did feel a little bit like FIA shilling, to be honest. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But it was a good explanation, especially for those who are maybe not as familiar with the sport as we are. But what got me is Ann Davidson saying, if you're Lando Norris and you've got Max Verstappen on the inside, you already know what Max Verstappen's going to do. You already know that he's going to push you to the outside, that he's going to brake like blah, blah, blah. That's Max Verstappen. And it's like, it's almost baked into our psyche now that we have to consider that this guy's a fucking terrorist,
bro. And he just get like, I don't know why it's like, oh yeah, that's just him, that's just Max, bro. If everyone on the grid starts doing that, it will turn into bumper cars. Like, real talk, it will just be constant crashes. No one, I don't. When I saw it happen, I said, they can't give a penalty for that. I was like, do you know what's so weird? I knew he was going to force him off the track. I knew it because the defending. For a while, I was like, this is just getting a bit like, he's getting a bit wound up with the defending. But then also, Lando needs to stop treating Max like he's some kind of, I don't know, like he's made of cheese or something. Because Lando had a... Yes,
gunshot, please. Like, honestly, where's my fucking gunshots at, bro? Bro! Talk your shit, bro.
Bro, the way I see it, when Lando races Max, bro, I'm telling you, like, there's one thing racing someone with respect, and there's one thing not racing someone, not even racing. Not like, it's like Lando does not want to race Max. He doesn't want to like stick it to Max, but it's weird because everyone else, he'll go for it, he'll attack, but when it comes to Max, he like backs off. It's like he gets to like 60% of his driving ability. It's just weird.
He's moving timid, bruv. I'm not going to lie.
That's the word, timid.
He's moving timid. He's moving shy. Like, Lando Norris is the type of guy that you'll be out and you'll see a bunch of girls and he'll see someone that he likes. Maybe this girl's showing him interest as well. And you know what? You won't even go up till then. He'll send her a fucking Instagram message later in the night.
Yeah,
like,
crazy.
I saw you. I thought you were nice. Move to this girl. Move to Max. I'm like, every time he was trying to go down the outside. And like you said, I knew what was going to come. Because at some point, you have got to force a situation where you're going down the inside.
Right, he was at the wrong part of the track to make that overtake. For real, bro.
He was never making that move round the outside stick. Like, and it wasn't even like, I could see him, like, he wasn't even trying to go for this. Like, he tried to switch back a couple of times. That didn't work. So then he thought, I'm going to go down the outside. I think he thought, again, same way he thought that he was safe on the first corner. He thought, I'm far enough ahead. I'll be able to make this move around the outside. It was never going to happen. First corner, we all know what Max is going to do. I know what Max is going to do. You know 100%. What he's going to do. He's going to go up this is Austin. You can literally...
Bro, you can you can put a house in that guy. Like,
send it on the inside, run a man wide, it's calm. First lap, Lewis Hamilton done it to his own teammate. You think Max Verstappen won't do it to you, Lando Norris?
I think insane. Lando thinks because they're friends, Max is going to respect him on the track like he respects Max on the track. Nah, man.
Ain't shit sweet, Lando. Like, this guy is not your friend. Like, if Nico Rosberg can realize that someone that he grew up with from like the age of 14 is not his bro.
It's not that's not your boy.
This guy that you play paddle with in Monaco, let me tell you now, he's not your guy. And I just want him to I want him to bully Max back, but Austria has shown that he doesn't have that. I think this weekend...
he hasn't got it.
He's just not... I think he's a timid guy. And I think that last percentage... Like, look, when the car's on fire and he's, like, able to, like, get in the zone, be out front, I think he's a very quick driver. And when he's coming through the pack, like you say, on other people, he can make decisive moves.
Yeah, but with Max,
come back
it's like he turns into, like... a loaf of bread. It's like so weird because he has the wheel, like he has the wheel to wheel. He has the like he has it, but when it comes to Max, he's just giving Max way too much respect, and it's sad because Max doesn't respect him back. No. So it's like you know them guys that like fancy a girl and they let the girl walk all over them. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. Just like letting someone else walk away. Like, I'm not gonna do it. That's fine. I didn't care. Well, you did. Like, just step up. And I think honestly, in terms of like, actually, no. Before we get into the title, because I guess what I do want to do is touch on Red Bull and their skullduggery. But
skullduggery.
I did. I'll put this in the chat so you can have a read as well, Tommy. So I put out a tweet today asking people for their opinions on the race yesterday in terms of the penalty that he got. Do you think it's fair within the rules? So we can read a few of them. There was one I wanted to read from Mr. Pulse, Darren. I think you summed up pretty well. Lando getting the penalty for overtaking off track, yeah, that's fair. Not getting a penalty for forcing someone off track when you didn't make the corner yourself, complete nonsense, but within the rules somehow. And I think that kind of sums it up for me. There was one more before, if you did want to read one, there's one more I did want to read. Someone left a very long one, but so I'm going to try. I've said that wrong, but it's Abid F1 chat. He says, totally unfair. Max knows what he's doing. I'll just read the first part. If a defending driver completely leaves the track in defense of their position deliberately, doesn't the position rightly belong to the attacking driver, in this case, Lando? Yeah. So that driver shouldn't be punished for taking the position anyway. And I think that's it. If you force me off track, surely that's a 5-second penalty. Like George Russell forced someone off track, they say, overtaking them, 5-second penalty.
I think they
forced me off track, and I'm not allowed to go past you. But then you've essentially and they're saying that he's not ahead. He's ahead of the apex.
It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. That whole apex argument doesn't make sense because I'm just not going to brake from now on, and then I'll always be ahead of the apex. You know what I mean?
It sets a horrible precedent, and it's almost like what's weird is they changed these rules, I think, to stop dive bombing, but they've actually just.
Now, if you dive bomb, that's the better way of racing now.
Like that is it.
Dive bomb every corner.
Just dive bomb every time someone is on your outside. Neither of you have to make the corner, as you know, and then you're fine. And I find it incredible. Like honestly, I do find it incredible. There was one more I will read just because it does offer some balance. The penalty was within the rules because the rules were changed to adapt to Max's driving style. They also have bastardized racing at a corner because the car on the inside can do basically whatever it wants if the car on the outside is no longer ahead. And that's from Naz, who is private, so I will not share the @ But yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? Like, yeah, it's mental to me. What is also mental is, God, what were we saying? If it walks like a dog and it barks like a dog, a zebra it is not. And let me tell you now, there is one team that seems to get caught up in a madness every other business week.
Yeah.
And you can tell me that there's explanations. You can tell me that it's conspiracy theories. You can tell me that we're cuckoo and we're bitter. I'm not making these rumors up. I'm not in the back of a car making these things. I'm not on Twitter saying things for the sake of saying it. I'm merely relaying the news as it is reported in F1. Red Bull Bibgate. For those who don't know, I'll give a brief rundown. Essentially, Red Bull were found with a device accessible from the cockpit, but maybe not accessible from the cockpit, which essentially on the under tray, there's like a small, I want to say like a flap. It kind of looks like that if you're watching, which essentially they're able to raise and lower via some kind of mechanism. Now, if you're able to do this after qualifying, it is illegal because you're not allowed to change things on your car other than the front wing and things to make the driver more comfortable. So things within the seat, I think. Mm-hmm. So if Red Bull had a device which is accessible, which they're able to change, then that would be one of the most illegal. Like changing your car after parc ferme is sacrilege.
Especially to adjust something to avoid getting a penalty. That's like a double whammy.
Right. Exactly, because essentially, sorry, that's a really good point, Tommy. What they could do, because I thought originally it was, they might run it higher and then put it lower. But actually what it is in qualifying, they'll run it lower, potentially. They'll run it as low as they can to the floor. Yeah. And then obviously during the race, they'll raise it slightly. And what this will do will mean that, like,
the fuel.
Because of the fuel, they can adjust for fuel, and it won't. You see how George Russell got disqualified from Belgium. It won't rub too much on the floor, the plank, meaning that they won't get disqualified. So that's a really good point. Tommy, I don't know if you saw the video of them.
Hey, my bro, I saw the video of the FIA and the Red Bull being all buddy-buddy while they're demonstrating. Bro, the FIA guys were laughing and joking with them. They were patting each other on the back. I said, nah. I said, this can't be the sport I've invested over a decade into of my life. And how many hours of watching races, how many thousands of pounds on merch and going to races and doing this and doing that. I'm like, bro, we are really in the slums. Yeah. Like, look, I saw this online. Someone said, look, if Charlie Whiting was alive today, Red Bull wouldn't be getting away with it.
You know what? Oh, my God. Let me just... All right, R.I.P. to a real one, A
real one, bro. Real one. He was firm but fair. Whereas now, the FIA is just on vibes. And the vibes are red. The vibes are red. And it's full of bull.
Let me tell you now, when I saw that, you know what cracked me up about that? Man got the Looney Tunes fucking tool, and he was like fiddling around with it, and it's like, as you can see, how could we possibly? Because look where it is, and I was like,
that reminded me of O.J. Simpson. If the glove does not fit, we must acquit. I was like, bro, like this can't be real life, bro. This can't be real life. I'm like, this is outrageous,
brother. Why would someone be like, this is how we're cheating? Like,
like if they're demonstrating to you with a smile on their face, something is most likely wrong.
Oh my God. They all might as well have offered them a cup of tea, a biscuit. How's the family? Are they okay? Oh yeah, by the way, this is how we adjust it. It's a very fiddly thing. Oh my God. Like, literally.
Hey, listen, my bro, listen. If you're not using it to cheat, why would you put it in such an easily accessible location?
Bruh.
Why is it not underneath the car? Like, I personally, I just don't understand. I don't understand why. You know what? Not even why. I don't understand how they haven't been penalized for having that. Because even if you haven't used it to cheat, you can't prove that it hasn't been used to cheat. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and it shouldn't be there. But at the same time, you could say, I guess the FIA is using the mentality of, look, we didn't catch them doing it, so we can't penalize them for it, which I get. But That's some BS, bro.
Bro, one of the FIA guys was on Sky, and they said, "Is there any chance that you could go back through camera footage, like CCTV footage of Parc Ferme and or whatever, and can you see if they've ever worked on it?" And they're like, "No." And then they're like, "Well, it's only a couple millimeters that it could be raised by." I said, "Brother, a couple millimeters."
Yeah, that's a lot in Formula One, bro. That's a lot. Because if it wasn't a big deal, why is it there? Do you know what I mean? Like,
bro, why is it there? Like, if I've got I know it's circumstantial evidence, but if I commit a murder by shooting someone and then I have a gun on me, like, why do I have a? To be fair, to Americans, be like, well, this is just what we do. In England, if a man's got a gun, like, it's a very big deal. If I have a gun that matches the bullet of the thing, like, that is a smoking gun. For me, why is it? And no one's explained that. Like, why is it in a place which is completely different to every other team?
Like, why is it there?
Why is it accessible, bro? Why could you do that? Like, this team, yeah. And look, Red Bull fans will say whatever they want to say, right?
They'll say a lot, bro. They'll say a lot. I've never seen. Look, you know what? Yeah, if you're a Red Bull fan, yeah, and you're like a ride or die Red Bull fan where you do not see the wrong in their ways, that is a major red flag for me. You're telling me I can't trust you to make sensible decisions in life, because blatant cheating is obvious. If I supported a team and they were cheating, I'd be like, yeah, they were cheating. I'd just be like, yeah, I think that's cheating. It's not good, but anyway, I support them. But Red Bull fans will just not all of them, a lot of them will straight up deny that it's cheating, or that they'll deny that he pushed someone off the track, or they'll deny that they didn't have a brake, asymmetrical braking, or they'll deny this. Oh, they didn't go over the budget cap. All they did was buy sandwiches. All they did was this. All they did, like, God, I'm sick of the excuses. And one team seems to be caught up in every single drama. And it's like I don't know, man. No one's making them take accountability. They just seem to just keep getting away with it. And I think the worst part is, after they get away with it, Christian Horner will go on TV and be like, I think the Red FIA made a reasonable decision, and blah, 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 blah. Like, just can't believe it.
It's insane that he gets to come on TV, essentially like whitewash everything that happens with a few political answers. They'll question him, but they won't really push his buttons that much, I think, which is why, going back to that, everyone was like, wow, it was so good for Jenson Button to say what he was saying after the race about Max. But then even then, Jenson started to, pull back from it when he realized, he was looking at Christian's face and started talking about, we need to change the regulations. No, your driver needs to stop being a donut.
Yeah,
you guys need to stop doing shady shit. This is not a court of law. You don't have to gain my respect by reasonable, by more than reasonable doubt or whatever. There is so much circumstantial evidence over the last 3 years. If we look at the stewarding decisions and the way that they essentially were able to manipulate the race director in 2021, the cost cap and the measly fine that they got from that, plus the development, the development time. Who cares? They'd been working on the car for 6 months anyway. Like, the car was a fucking rocket ship. Look how that fucking worked out. We have the asymmetrical brakes. We have this issue now. It's just like, it's always one team. And look, you can say McLaren have had the rear wing issue, Mercedes had flexi wings. Fine. I get that. But Red Bull have so much more. We're not even getting into the Christian Horner scandals and all of that shit. So, which has been conveniently swept under the rug now. So I just for me, I don't know how Red Bull fans can sit there with a straight face and not wonder why people don't trust this team, wonder why people don't trust the FIA. Of course people don't trust the FIA. They're fucking useless. Look at what we spent 34 minutes talking about how useless this organization is. Why would we trust them? Why would we trust you when the two of you together, there never really seems to be any accountability taken, either individually or collectively, for the things that happen? And I just think I can't abide by it. I
just don't know. Yeah, it's just ruining the sport. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, no, it is. Look, I guess. Do you feel disenfranchised? Like the more.
Yeah, I've completely lost interest. Like now, before, if I used to miss a race, I'd be upset. But now I don't really care. Like, and I watched yesterday's. I'm a massive Lewis fan. Lewis got spun out, unfortunately, and then his race ended. I carried on watching the show. I'll carry on watching F1 because I am a massive Lewis fan. But now I have new drivers that I can root for. I really like Oscar Piastri.
Yeah.
I really like Charles. I really like the new kid at Williams. I'm just like, I'm watching it and I'm enjoying it. So I thought, you know what, let me just keep enjoying it, watching it. Then that happened at the end and I was like, oh, it's kind of ruined it for me. I wish I just didn't watch it. Like, it's kind of like, that is literally, they just said it like, no matter what, this is going to suck.
Yeah.
Like, so I didn't like, and you know what, fair enough, Max drove well.
Yeah.
But that move was just, it was just icky. Do you know what I mean? It was just like,
yeah, icky is a good way. Yeah, we've seen it all before, right? Like we've seen it, and especially look, Hamilton fans, Team LH, they'll be sitting here saying, "Look, we were saying this to you guys 3 years ago."
Facts.
3 years ago, when he did it at Imola, he did it in Spain, he did it in, Saudi Arabia.
Monza as well. It happened everywhere. It happened everywhere, bro.
Like, I've just listed, 5-7 races where this person has dive bombed up the inside, essentially forced another car off track, or made contact whilst doing so. It wasn't within regulations. We were just told that's let them race was the phrase that we were told. Let them race. We've got to let them race. Let them race. Then they changed the regulations. This guy's still doing it. And now people are up in arms about it. There's more conversation about it. Pundits are saying, does Max's driving style need to change? Where was this 3 years ago? You didn't care then, all of a sudden you care now. Maybe it's because the people are being perpetrated against the different. Who knows? However, like you say, my energy for this was expounded 3 years ago. Right now, my energy to really get into injustices for other drivers on the grid is at 0.
Yeah, man. I'm just bro, honestly.
You'll deal with that, right?
Bro, you lot saw what was happening way back when. So from now on, I'm not even gonna. Because I saw it, I was like, you know what? I was like, as to be expected. And then when they were like, Lando's gonna get a penalty, I was sitting there and I'm thinking, damn, it sucks to be a McLaren fan right now because now you know exactly what was going on, how it feels. And I just feel like, as well, that move wasn't necessary. It wasn't for the championship. Like, the championship, if we're being realistic, is done. So I'm like, that move was just, I don't know. They lost out on a podium. Employees lost out on bonuses. They lost out on trophy. It's just, there's so much more to it than just, just for a place. Like, I just think I think the FIA needs to take a long, hard look at what and who they've got making the decisions. Yeah. And we just need like a reform. It's getting to the point where it's just like, okay, Max is going to just yeet someone out off the track and then everyone's going to have to be satisfied with it. There's how many races are left? 3 races left?
We've got 5 races left.
5? Mexico. Oh, Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I forgot. Mexico, Vegas, Qatar, Abu Dhabi. Oh, Mexico, Brazil, Vegas, Qatar. Okay, yeah. 5 more races of this BS. Here we go.
5 more races. 5 more races to go. Well, look, we've been a bit negative, Nancy, with everything that's gone on, but there were some shining lights, I think, in the race. So, do you want to give me your star of the day?
Star of the day, Liam Lawson.
Ooh,
Liam Lawson. Liam Lawson, absolutely. And like after Alonso's comments about, like you've got a lot to lose, to see him pass Alonso, I was like, that is just beautiful. And Alonso scrambling for grip, I was like, injected. So yeah, Liam Lawson would be my star of the day. I like Liam Lawson. I don't have a reason not to like him.
Yeah.
And he just seems chill. And I like the new guys, Oscar Liam, and I always mispronounce his name. They just seem chill, and that's the energy I need right now, especially in a sport where everyone's too like. Do you know what I love about Oscar? Some madness happened, he'll be like, "Yeah, it's just like it happened, and that's just how it is. I'm just here to drive." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, like that's my vibe, bro." Yeah. So,
Chris is just giving you some bad news. Also, there's 2 more sprint races as well. So,
do you know what really pissed me off yesterday? Crofty said, it was either Crofty or someone else said, I think it was Simon, I can't remember. But they said, we're halfway through the sprint season. I said, nah. When I heard that, I said, turn this shit off, bro. Hey, listen, he said that, and I swear to God, I almost turned off the television. I said, these lot are forcing it, bro. They are. I was like, you lot are forcing this sprint thing, man. And let's be real, the sprints are whack.
They're whack, bro.
They are whack. Like, bro, you watch the sprint race, cool. The same thing happens the next day, bro. It's safe. I don't care.
It's actually like, what pisses me off about the sprint race is that the only time really that we get good racing is when there's a tire delta. So why the fuck? Like, I get it. It's more exciting than practice. If you're there, it's better to watch a race than practice. I get that. But we've got to get some reverse grids or something going because,
bro, do you know what we need, bro?
This is not it.
I've been saying it for what?
How they jacked
3 or 4 years, bro. Spam. They jacked my idea. I came up with that idea on this show, bro. I was sitting here and I was pondering. I said, you know what, basic? If the sprint races were run by the third drivers and they had to alternate between the cars of, for example, if it's Mercedes, Lewis's and George's car every other sprint weekend, that would be sick. Do you see how they just went, we're going to use that one, bro? See, if it was the third drivers, I think they're thinking, the big stars aren't races, no one's going to watch. I would watch that shit, bro. I'd tune into that. Because I'm trying to see other people drive. And I'm trying to see, people are like, it's the car. Let's see if it's really the car. Let's really take it. Anyway, my star of the day was Liam Lawson. That would be it.
I fully agree. I think he was... They jacked you up there. I think Liam Lawson, look, the same way, and I think it happened last year as well when he came in, and he did a great job whilst Ricciardo was out. The same way Piastri came in and did a great job when he replaced Ricciardo. When you're looking at young drivers coming in, replacing older drivers immediately, like showing more than those drivers have given, especially Ricciardo, I think it's great. I think he's put himself in a great position. I was disappointed with Yuki spinning out and like having
I know exactly what happened there. That was in sports. You'd call that over arousal, where you're just so like. He just he lost his head. It's a shame because I really like Yuki, but he sometimes he doesn't help himself. But I like him.
Yeah, no, I like him. And that was someone else. Yuki was. It's a shame because Yuki's never going to be considered for Red Bull, and for whatever reason, they just don't.
He's there because of the Honda partnership.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
To satisfy the Japanese board members.
Yeah,
which is sad because he can drive, and he's the better of the the other drivers in RB on stats right now.
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, to not give him a seat or an attempt at a seat, it's just a bit sad. It's a bit sad. I think, but I think it's the same thing as always. It's just like they just really just don't care.
Yeah.
They just don't care. They don't care.
They don't care. I mean, and there could be multiple reasons for that. I think we all have our suspicions over what that is, but it will be interesting to see how Lawson does. I think, to be fair, my driver of the day, my star of the day, Colapinto, man. Like,
that's my boy.
Bro,
that's my boy.
This guy is a star. There is no doubt about it. He's got charisma. Like, you watch his interviews, he's got charisma. He can drive the wheels off a car. I love his driving style. He's just on it 100%. You see him there was a qualifying where he was like ragging it around in like the first sector, and Martin Brundle was like, "Oh God, needs to be careful. Might do his tires in here." Comes through and he's like comfortably into Q3.
Yeah,
and I was just thinking, like, wow, like this guy really is like a future star. He's been so consistent. I think 2 points finishes in 4 races now.
Out qualifying, outdoing Albon as well.
Look, when he has a competent teammate,
it's not looking us hot, bro. It's not looking us hot. We're not looking us hot. I'm gonna be real, bro. And then when Colapinto outdid him, and Albon had to be like, "What is he doing?" I said, "Bro, Albon, shut up, bro. Like, get a move, fam."
Bruv, you and Lando in the same school of wetness, bruv. Like, you're moving wet right now. You're moving moist. Like,
do you know what is about Albon? Yeah, and I've always thought this. He just hasn't got that dog in him, bro. Like, the guy can drive. He just hasn't got that dog. Like, everything is always like, he beats himself up. He's like, "Oh no, why are they doing this? Oh no, that's not fair." And he always sounds so like down and like whiny. I'm like, bro, just where's the killer instincts, bro? Yeah. That's what you need. And that's what Colapinto has. He has that killer instinct. Man's just sending it. No respect for his teammate. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, bro. I've got so much time for it. I think if Colapinto's doing this to Albon now, I don't even want to know what Carlos Sainz is going to do to man next year.
My God, bro. Hey, oh my God, bro.
I don't even want to know. Like, and the thing is, start of this season, end of last season, you're looking at Albon like, wow, they're saying, take him back to Red Bull. Could he be in for a shout with the Mercedes seat? Could it be, all of these things?
Hey, shut up, bro. That's what I'm saying. Hey, shut up, man. Move, fam. So wait. Where's Colapinto going to be next year?
So he's an outside option for Sauber, who have their own driver in F2. If I can get that name, please, guys. Bolinto? Sorry, I can't remember the name. But they've got a driver in F2 who's promising, who they're thinking of putting in, or Valtteri Bottas, or outside option. I think the longer it goes on, I think they're looking at Colapinto and they're thinking, this could be
I need to see that guy. I need to see that guy racing like almost permanently, bro. That guy, when a man, he's just got that. He's got that dog in him, bro. He's just like, he's there, bro. Yeah. And you know what I like? The humility. He's so humble. He's so that's my kind of driver, man. I like that, man.
Yeah, I quite liked him airing Martin Brundle on the grid walk as well. Like, he had no time for that whatsoever. He didn't even know who Martin Brundle was. Like, I rate that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, fair play to him. No, Colapinto, incredible. Your donkey of the day.
The Mercedes F1 aerodynamicists, bro. Jesus. They are whack, bro. I'm seeing that car rotate. Do you know what I feel like? Sometimes, I'll be playing F1, I'll be trying a new setup on the game. Yeah. I'll do some mad thing. Get to the corner. The guy's just spinning around. I looked at George spin. I said, that's strange. Yeah. But we move. I see Lewis spin the next day. I say, yo, that car is whack. Yeah. So, Mercedes aerodynamicists or Mercedes aerodynamicists. That's my W today.
These men are awful.
Terrible,
Like,
bro. Hey,
awful.
I don't know what happened, bro. That car is in the bin, bro.
Bruv, this is like the second race in like 2-3 races where they've just built Lewis Hamilton's car wrong. Like, just sent him out with a broken car, bruv. Like,
Bro.
what is going on here?
And do you know what the most peak? Do you know what the most peak thing is? Yeah. Do you know what the worst part of this is? Mercedes, after George's crash, they were like, they had to rebuild George's car, and Lewis said to George, "You can have my upgrades if you want." And this motherfucker said, "No, Lewis, we're not gonna do it like that. If you just took them upgrades, my boy." And listen, Lewis would have been top 5, I reckon.
Bro.
Top 5. Because George got from last. What position did George get up to? 6th?
6th,
like, bro, Lewis would have been top 5. Like, so I just sit here and I think, bro, Lewis Hamilton's, like, I don't know, man. He's got some bad juju on him this year, man. Anyway, we're Italian next year, so I'm excited for that.
Praise the Lord. Like, honestly, like, and the thing is, we used to laugh at Ferrari for like incompetence, and we used to laugh at Ferrari for like, do you know what I mean?
Bro.
And I'm looking at Mercedes now. We can't build the car properly. They're not fixing Lewis's car. You know, some people are saying that it was a decision not to do it. I read other reports that they didn't have time to because Lewis's mechanics were working on George's car. I don't quite believe that because they had like a whole fucking day. The car wasn't that banged up. So, you know, it wasn't like the biggest shunt in the world that George had, that they had to rebuild it. So I think it was an element of it being a conscious decision that they weren't going to fix Lewis's car and take those parts off. And they were just like, oh no, I'm sure it'll be fine. 5 laps in, bang. Like, this guy's finished. So
yeah, it's mad.
It's just like they're an incompetent organization at worst, at best, at worst. Who knows what's going on behind the scenes?
You know, this entire year, they haven't had a single fastest pit stop award. This entire year. It's literally Ferrari, Red Bull, Ferrari, Red Bull, Ferrari, RB, McLaren, RB, Alpine, Sauber, McLaren. Bruh. We're really like... Now, anyway, listen, I like Mercedes, yeah, but this year it's just been hard, bro. It's been taxing.
And the mad thing is, you had that like period where it was like just before the summer break, like, oh my God, the car's great. We're the fastest.
I was like, we're back.
We're back. I was like, wow, how many races is Lewis going to win before like he goes to Ferrari? No. Like, has he made a mistake? What are we doing? Get him out of there. 5 more races, 2 more sprints. Get the fuck out of there. Like, let's get out. Let's go. Because like, honestly, like this is not it. Right, do you want to read a couple of tweets out? Let me get...
Yeah, I'm not logged into Twitter on my laptop because I'm not a Elon Musk guy, but you can send it to me anyway.
Okay, should I send it to your phone?
Yeah, send it to my phone, I'll read.
Oh, actually, what? Does that work?
What did you do?
No, should I send it to your phone?
Oh, yes, that'll be great, thank you.
No worries, that's fine. Here we go. Oh my God. Bang. It should be there any moment now. Right, so what'd you say? My donkey of the day was Mercedes. I'm not gonna lie. Like that was my donkey.
Yeah, they need to hold that L, bro.
I'm trying to think like who else. You know what? Fernando Alonso. It's time to leave the F1 before the F1 leaves you. Get the fuck out of it, bro. Like it's time. Like you're beefing with you're supposed to be there to guide these youngers, bruv. These men have been watching you on TV since they were youths.
Bruh, their parents were watching you on TV.
Bruv, do you know what I mean?
Thinking.
And you're there acting like a petulant child, bro. He's such a petulant child. Like, I can't deal with it. The car's whack anyway.
Whack.
like God knows what Adrian Newey is going to get there, I think, for March next year. So he's not even going to be able to put any imprints on the car next year. I don't even think Fernando Alonso is going to get to a stage where he's going to get an Adrian Newey car. I reckon they're going to replace him with someone else, maybe Max Verstappen. And it is going to be like another sad exit from a team, a sad exit from the sport, because you're a grumpy old man who is in a nothing car, doing nothing shit, starting on people because you're taking it out on the world instead of looking within and doing the work on yourself. Dusty old man. I hate this guy.
Oh my God, bro. Hey,
bro, I hate this
guy. You know what this guy is like? This guy's like, I don't know, like, what? This guy is like a Veruca. They just won't go away, bro. Like, just go away.
Get the fuck out of it. Like, go,
bro.
Please.
And his energy is just like, his energy sucks, man. Hey, his energy. And you know what the worst part is? They keep hyping this guy up, bro. I hear the commentators hype him up. The people on the grid hype him up. Like, bro, I just don't think the hype is there anymore, man.
The hype ain't there anymore. Get him the fuck out of it, bro. Please. Like, he's not adding anything. He's now starting on the youngers. Go. Just go. Mm-hmm. Go start a family. You are 42, 43 years old. Please. Like, this ain't for you anymore, bro. Like, just sail off into the sunset. You've done your thing. 2 world championships. There's 2 more than people could have dreamed of. You ain't sniffing another one, bro. Just go. Honestly. What a donor. Righty-ho. Someone did a post which I was like, I have to read this, from Alala del Land, I think. Donkey is the useless team Mercedes for allowing Lewis to drive that car. Also, Alonso getting his ass beat by young kids. Star of the day is Charles Leclerc and Colapinto. Oh my God. Quickly, Charles Leclerc. What a performance yesterday.
What a performance. Masterclass. That was the guy can drive, man. I think if he has a car underneath him, listen, if Charles was in that McLaren, it would be a first-time World Drivers' Championship.
Oh, that is a great point. Oh, I think so. I think
Charles can drive, bro. Charles can drive. So. Do you know what it is? He drives and he's pure in his driving, man. But when it comes to racing people like Max, he will give Max exactly what Max gives to other people. And I love that about it.
Yeah. Like, the thing is, it only took Charles one warning, again, in Austria, I think 2019. And he said, oh, okay.
Yeah, is that it's on site from now on, bro. Instead it's on site.
Right, okay, cool. Well, that's how we're running it. Okay, you're not bullying me. And Max knows that, and they both know that. And I think that's great. Talking points is Mercedes incompetent, or are they being reckless with Lewis? And you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. Every day that email that went round when they were like, the engineers are like trying to kill Lewis. I know we kind of laughed about it, but it was like, bro, sending a man out in a car that's clearly broken.
Bro, I swear it was on the outlap. He said, there's a clicking when I hit the brakes.
Yeah.
I said, nah. I said, nah. Bro, I said, nah, man.
It's not like, it's not a laughing matter. Like, so yeah, no, great. Do you have tweets there?
Yes, I do have tweets.
Okay. Would you like to read one?
I'm just looking for a juicy one, but you kind of write juicy ones. Okay. Mandazi Merchant. Leclerc, star of the day, and Liam Lawson and Colapinto for washing Alonso. Mercedes for Donkey of the day, liquidate that team. I mean, it's a bit extreme, but yeah. And also the statement, top teams should invest in championship mindset classes or something, because Lando should have been talking the way he was after the sprint. Albon better pick up the phone and start looking into other options. Boy, that sounds exactly like what we said.
That sounds exactly like what we said. I'll read one more from Snow, WNTER Jen, maybe Winter Jen. Charles for washing Science and Colapinto for putting Albon on fraud watch. Man, Albon.
Fraud watch, bro.
Albon
my God.
are in the bin, bro. Merck are the donkeys for providing a stinker of a car. And if Merck doesn't improve and also has a bad car in 25, they don't have the lineup to develop a good car. A star rookie and George is not enough for a good team, a top team.
Nah, it's not. I feel sorry for what's the guy's name again? The new kid coming into
Kimi Antonelli.
I feel sorry for him because he's got so much pressure on his shoulders, right?
Bro.
And anyway, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens, bro. We'll see what happens. Do you have one more?
Let me see. Yeah. I'm not sure why, but even the one you just read, I couldn't see it. So I think I'm not Twitter royalty.
Yeah.
Big Back Barbie. Mimi, Big Back Barbie. Star, My G, Charles Leclerc, of course, and Ferrari for getting it together. Donkey, Mercedes 1,000 times over. What do you mean no setup changes? Talking points. Norris is a bottle job. Unsurprising. And is Merck sabotaging? I don't even think Merck was doing sabotage. Well, I didn't think that Merck could do a sabotage job. But I don't think that was sabotage. Or could it have been? I didn't look at it in that light, but we never know. It's a funny sport. It's a sport full of bureaucracy.
It's a weird sport, bro.
I don't know, man. Sometimes, and then I sit back and I think, did Red Bull give asymmetric braking to Max Verstappen and not give it to Sergio in order to halve their chances of being caught? I sat there one day and I thought, this sport is fried for the fact that I can think there's a possibility that is true. The sport is in the bin. What a shame.
What a shame. What a shame. Well, look, the sport is in the bin, but let me tell you, this podcast is not. And that's all thanks to you, Tomi. Thank you very much. You've been an incredible guest.
I appreciate it. It's nice to be back in the fold.
I was going to say,
no fade out, just straight cut. I like it.
I need to find a control of easy
fade the volume out. Remember
that? Where can people find you?
Not watching Formula One on Sundays. How about that? So people can find me online. Tomi Auto, Tomi Auto. I'm not even going to bother giving my Twitter because I don't use it anymore. Just because of a certain CEO and a certain president or ex-president. Yeah. That's probably why I don't use it. But hey. Yeah, it's nice not being called racist words in Spanish. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? No, fair play. Look, congratulations on all of the success, and
thank you very much.
To the love to the family. If you guys have enjoyed this, make sure to give this video a like and a subscribe. If you're listening on Apple, make sure to leave a review. If you're on Spotify, 5-star rating, and of course, the Patreon is there for ad-free streaming. Thank you for supporting the podcast platform. Tandy will be here with me for a midweek podcast. She sends her regards. She can't make it tonight, but she will be back this week for Tandy Hive. And yeah, we'll be back. I think there'll be the Saturday show, and obviously next week there'll be the main show again. So we're back into it. 5 more races, 2 sprints. Let's have it. I hope you're all good. Remember, no matter what life throws at you, keep it on the black stuff. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. Look, mate, if you've got this far, clearly you like what we do. So here's a link to subscribe to the Quickstop F1 family. Give that a click. And here's another link to some more cool on our channel. Sorry, cool stuff. And remember, no matter what happens, keep it on the black stuff. Click the stuff. Click the links. Click the links. Click the links. There. They're there.